Hi guys, welcome to another video. It's Ndagire here. So this is a video that I really wanted to share with you guys because people voted for a person that is in power in the US, and that is Donald Trump. And it's kind of like funny to me, like seeing especially pumped people coming and crying about the prices and the things, are not what they expect to be, when they are the same people that voted for this person. And the person they voted for, was Trump, was always telling them in their campaigns or in his campaign that he's going to help lower the prices of, let's say, groceries, for example. He's going to work with the tariffs, like he loves tariffs. And I shared videos where people didn't even understand what tariffs were, but they were just excited because of what, of course, their candidate was talking about. And also about the immigration and deportation, where I talked about, the Latinos that were, of course, caught off guard because they thought they were going to escape the situation, which clearly didn't turn out to be true. They are going to be deported. So basically, recently, Trump was on an interview where he was asked about the deportation, immigration, and how he's going to do it, and as well as is he going to be able to lower the prices for the American citizens. And the reply he gave is something that really it also caught me off guard, because I didn't expect it to come out from this person's mouth the way he was so strong in his campaign. Guys, this is what he had to say. Listen to it, come back, and let me know what you think about it.
I guess Trump can't guarantee that prices won't go up because he's too busy working on his plan to deport American citizens. Although, watch him explain how this plan would work as it slowly dawns on him in real time that it would be an absolute disaster.
Let me ask you about another group of people, the estimated 4 million families in America who have mixed immigration status. So I'm talking about parents who might be here illegally, but the kids are here legally. Your borders are
You're talking about separation?
Yeah, well, there are two aspects to this. Your borders are, Tom Homan said, they can be deported together.
Correct.
Is that the plan?
Well, that way you keep well, I don't want to be breaking up families. So the only way you don't break up the family is you keep them together, and you have to send them all back.
Even kids who are here legally?
Well, what you're going to do if they want to stay with the father? Look, we have to have rules and regulations. You can always find something out like, this doesn't work, that doesn't work. I'll tell you what's going to be horrible. When we take a wonderful young woman who's with a criminal, and they show the woman, and she could stay by the law, but they show the woman being taken out, or they want her out, and your cameras are focused on her as she's crying, as she's being taken out of our country. And then the public turns against us.
That's right. Before we do anything, we have to deport the cameras.
Trump is changing his story on tariffs. On the campaign trail, Trump was all about tariffs. Just take a look at this.
The word tariff is the most beautiful word in the dictionary.
I think it's more beautiful than love.
I love tariffs.
Tariff! It's music to my ears.
But this weekend, in his first interview after winning an election primarily based on the promise of lowering cost, here's what he said.
Can you guarantee American families won't pay more?
I can't guarantee anything. I can't guarantee tomorrow.
On the campaign trail, he told a very different story. If he had sold his tariff plan as, well, there's no guarantee it's not going to raise costs on you, he would have lost. But now that he won, it doesn't matter what he says anymore. He goes, yeah, look, there's no guarantee of anything. And then, of course, he instantly pivots to his favorite argument of, well, pre-COVID, I had a great economy going and I had tariffs. His tariffs have nothing to do with that economy. But this is what Trump does. He makes big promises, leaves out critical context, and when he gets pressed on it, just changes the subject. It's a very smart PR strategy, but it's not going to help prices go down, and that's what people voted for. So if he wants to win the short-term PR battle in exchange for losing the cost of living war, I'm fine by that, because that's a losing strategy in the long term. People vote based on their bank account, as we very clearly saw in this last election. So if Donald Trump does not address that, Republicans are going to pay the price in the long term.
I'm having a day. Or I'm having a life. I don't know, man. I just don't know what to do anymore. I'm sitting outside work, crying my eyes out in my vehicle because I can't function anymore. Financially, I don't understand anymore. I don't understand how I make $34 an hour and I can't function. I can't function. I can't pay my bills. I can't even literally keep gas in my car to get to work 3 days a week because I can't afford it. Like, I get paid and it goes to car, mortgage, a couple little bills. And then maybe $80 in food for the week. And I literally only buy groceries when my daughter's home now. On the weeks that she goes with her dad, which is Monday to Monday, what I've started doing is I buy a loaf of rye bread, and I work really hard to keep that one loaf of rye bread lasting me the whole week, and I eat peanut butter. So I'll eat peanut butter toast whenever I'm hungry. And it's been fine. It's been working just fine. I'm good with that. That's fine. But last week, I guess I was a little extra hungry a couple days, so I had toast in the morning and toast in the evening, which that's not in my budget. So I ran out of bread on like the Thursday, or even the Friday, I don't know. Either way, at 47, I had to see if my mother could buy me a loaf of bread so that I could eat for the weekend before my daughter got home. Because if there's any food in the house, I'm not feeding one bit of it. I'm saving everything I can for her. Because then she gets home and she's not surviving off toast. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I don't understand why things are so hard right now.
We tried to warn you, Trump supporters. We tried to explain to you that everything that Donald Trump was saying about taxes, about inflation, about virtually everything was lies. The man is the single most brazen and shameless liar in all of American history. And it is really mind-boggling that he fooled so many of you. And while you still don't understand this, you soon will. Or at least for crying out loud, you should. Donald Trump, two lies that we can point to. He's already admitting were lies, are his lies about tariffs and his lies about grocery prices. Because as you know, he promised the moon and stars when it comes to tariffs. Tariffs would solve all our problems, including reducing the price of everything, because suddenly we're going to start making everything in America and everything's going to be so much cheaper and plentiful. Well, he's already come out and said, I can't guarantee that my tariffs aren't going to increase the price of goods sold in the United States. No shit. And the most recent lie that he is admitting to is the fact that grocery prices are not going to come down. He's out there saying, about me promising to lower grocery prices. Yeah, it turns out there's really nothing I can do about that. So sorry. I seriously can't believe that there are so many people who would fall for such an obvious con man.
It's really unfortunate, and it's kind of sad, seeing people that they cannot really survive in the times of today in the US. And me as a person that has always seen and, admired, the United States, and a lot of African people always feel like, we need to be in, the United States or the Western countries for us to live better and survive. And then when you get to see that people are really crying, and especially the white people themselves who are also really privileged, I would say, them crying and saying they can't survive and live, it really makes you kind of have sense to understand that, home might not be the best, but at least you can try to do something better for yourself. It's so crazy seeing how these people are crying literally when they supported someone who was lying to their faces, but just because they were so amazed by what he was saying, and because they were consumed by emotions, they don't want to see other people in their country, but they are the same people that go to other countries because they feel entitled to be in those countries. And how Trump was also putting laws and regulations on BRICS countries, if you don't want to use the dollar, I'm gonna do something to you. That is so much entitlement from these people. And it feels like Trump is also in shambles himself, because he wants to prove that he wants to bring back the American dream that, of course, his people voted him for. But then that dream does not or cannot exist in this time of today because things have changed. The US is no longer the say it all and know it all. It's different. And looking into things, it's clearly that the US really depends on other nations from itself, like when it comes to resources, when it comes to oil, when it comes to food produces, when it comes to a lot of things. The US consumes a lot of things from outside of the US, and so when he comes out and he wants to like talk about tariffs and also impose laws on the countries that actually give the US products or produces, he's lying to himself. And American people need to understand that the US is really in a time of downfall and people are really waking up. I saw a video of another person that was talking about the downfall of the US, empire, or the US regime, as they always saw themselves as the most powerful. And guys, this is what she had to say, and I think it was really valid. Really valid.
We are watching the downfall of America, and when I first started saying stuff like this months ago, I literally got bullied off of this app for a few months because there's so many people just like calling me crazy and saying I'm like violent, and there are a lot of people specifically who were saying like it's delusional to think that because it's not going to happen overnight. But no one said it was going to happen overnight. We literally have been watching it beginning to happen over the past year. It's taken an entire year to build up to this point, and it's still building up to a breaking point. And the reality is, when it comes to things like revolutions and the downfall of entire empires, there is usually not like a single event that happens that can be pinpointed as the beginning of that revolution. It is usually a series of events over a period of time, which is what is happening. It is going to be a years-long process, but we are watching it. We are in the beginning stages of it. An empire falls every 250 years, and America's hitting 250 years in 2 years, 2026. A year and a half, actually. And by the way, when we say the downfall of America, no one really knows what that's going to look like. No one knows the events that are going to unfold to lead to that. And it may not be like the entire country just like burns to the ground and crumbles, but America as we know it is not going to exist in the same way, I think, within my lifetime. And I think it's very naive to think that that's not coming eventually. Over the past year, we have seen so many bizarre historical events that we never really thought we would experience in our lifetime. It is going to continue to get more and more bizarre. This is literally just the beginning of the end. This is not to fearmonger. I was never trying to fearmonger when I was warning people for months. I'm actually trying to get people to prepare, even if it's just to mentally prepare for the possibility of that being a reality. It sucks because it's like the videos that I was actually trying to like share with people how to prepare are the ones that never gained any traction, but it's like I have been talking about building a garden and creating your own food sources and building a community and getting to know your neighbors and preparing in any way possible for the unknown. So if for the past year you've been hearing people saying stuff like this and you've been just like writing it off as madness, please like open your eyes, wake the fuck up.
This is exactly what I've been, sharing with you guys. Like, everyone is on tension. Like, people are scared. People are freaking out. Like, we are all looking at what is going to happen, especially like in the US. Like, the whole world is looking at Trump right now. Like, how is he going to bring back the American dream? And are Black people going to be part of that American dream? Because, I mean, looking into history, it has never been a dream of Black people in America. It's always been survival and fighting for equality and, living, if it makes sense. So I'm wondering how that is going to work out. And that's why I love that Black people are really minding their business after the elections. Like, they're like, no, we are done. This is our time now to focus on us and do things that are better for us. We don't want to hear anything about white, Mexico, colored people, or anyone. Like, we don't care. We just want to be us now as Black people, which is really amazing. So it's really crazy and funny, like seeing people who voted for someone that they believed in coming and crying to us on the internet. Like, I mean, I thought they were going to be like feeling paradise or being in paradise, but clearly it's like it's breaking down for them every single day. Like, they can't even survive. They have to come and cry. Like, why are you crying? You should just be proud of the person that you voted for because you thought is going to do better for you, but instead things are getting worse and worse for you all. And as well, people that have never been in this position of being in, pain or survival, this is interesting to kind of actually watch. Not like I'm happy for it, but like, yeah, things are changing. Things are changing dramatically, drastically, whatever it is, guys. You understand what I mean? But like, yeah, it's really a crazy time we are living in, and I'm here for it. I'm really here for it. But yeah, guys, yeah, that is it for me in the video. Let me know what you think about this. Thanks for watching. I will see you in another video. Bye.